Hello everyone, this is Gorax. In this video we will go over Irzillas and the damage we can do. We'll compare two teams, Burn and Wild. This video will include a lot of different formation as well as the one with free-to-play heroes, so make sure you look at the timestamps as this will help you to navigate through the video. Let's go on. We got 5 teams that we tried here. They're not free-to-play friendly, not quite, okay? All of them have a legendary hero, legendary artifacts, and so. But this is for the spenders who want to try to get as high as possible on the damage. So we got this team first, the Burn team that I came up with, and I thought this is going to work. Sadly, it does not. So yeah, I don't know why it's like this. Okay, so missing a few things. The damage is not quite there. The main issue is our Arrakis dies. Okay, we want to have a single hero, a single tank there to mitigate the damage, to absorb all the damage, because this boss doesn't do any damage to the backline. So yeah, what's gonna happen is eventually Arrakis, who deals a lot of damage, will die, and as you can see, we can't kill the Zats. We do damage to them, but we can't kill them any faster. So there's no really need to focus on that. You can still bring your single target damage dealers, and I know this is what confused me. I didn't read any news about what's happening when I was on my holiday. I didn't watch any videos, and people said, oh, he's going to have ads, so the Wild team is going to be bad. That is not true, and I'll show you why after this fight, basically. Because yes, the extra damage we do to the ads does count towards the total damage, but we actually end up doing so much more damage to the single target. I think those skeletons have damage reduction, as although we do this AoE, I don't see huge numbers there, except for those 2 skeletons. The ones that heal themselves, we don't do too much damage to them. I might be wrong, but yeah, this team, this is what I'm running on my main account. This is a footage from test server, right? So what I'm running on my main account, currently this team can get to 9 million, 11 basically. This is where I die, okay? So Arrakis dies because we're not building him in defensive equipment, we're building him with damage. That's what we expect from him. And Irzillas dies. Irzillas is built with accuracy to apply attack penalty too. So yeah, this is what we can do here. Maybe I'm building them wrong. We'll see. I will do more tests, but 12 million, right? Now we compare it with the second team, which is a Wild team. A typical Vortex Wild team with Tonalnen, which again is a melee hero, so she will suffer similar to Arrakis, and that was the idea behind building this team, right? So obviously this is even less free-to-play friendly, because you need to have Felicity. Obviously Eric, if you played season 1, and everyone should, you will get Eric for free, right? So if you've been lucky, you're running basically 3 epic heroes and 3 legendary hero with a Felicity, which can be replaced really by someone else. And I'll show that in the next fight. So yeah, as you can see, we're doing pretty quick damage here, and it's a single target damage. So we don't care about the ads, their health gets depleted eventually. We're just focusing the boss. And I mean, if you bring someone who can reduce the ultimate of this boss, you can delay his attacks and reduce the damage quite significantly, because these skeletons, they will deplete before he does these attacks. So that means there's no extra bonus damage done, as these attacks do 20% damage increase per summoned unit, right? And as you can see, Tonalnen is about to fall. And similar Isolde, I think we'll need to build her more tanky to utilize her. Because yeah, she's got damage mitigation through her shield. She's got attack down, which is so needed, right? But there's a different way to do so, and that's what we've been doing tonight, guys, right? We've been trying to find a way and replacing these heroes and changing the equipment, seeing what works. But the previous team with burn really required a lot of accuracy to utilize the burn. This one still uses Isolde to deal damage, and here we change. We still keep Isolde, but we bring in Dane. So we'll have 2 attack downs, okay? And this was a good indicator of what is going to happen next. So we got rid of the melee hero. That means there's a focus on a single tank, and there are a few ways we can deal with it. Right, so the first way is we can build a defensive set on one of our backline heroes that will absorb 15% damage taken by Isolde and transfer to that hero. Adolphus is a good choice for that, or a support like Dane if we don't want Dane to focus too much on damage. We can do that. This will help Isolde to survive. This is not what I've done. I put a healing set on Adolphus, so when he casts his ultimate, he will heal as well as shield, which gives us an extra damage mitigation. Now, with this team, we are quite slow on the damage, I would say. At least it feels like that. But we're still there. We're still doing the damage. We're going, but you can see that Isolde is taking hits. She is struggling to stay alive. Again. We got Adolphus, we got shield, we got heal, so we can survive few stacks. So yes, with Dane, Dane has attack penalty 1, Isolde has attack penalty 2. So if there is an attack penalty 2 already on the boss, Dane will not refresh it because his debuff is a lower rank. So you're basically missing that. But 12 million damage nonetheless with this team, right? But again, this is a wild team that I've been using in Season 1. Now, I thought, well, let's bring in Horrus, the old brick wall. We build him with total defense. We're not worrying about this attack penalty here. We could, but that would mean we're reducing our defensive stats. As you can see, these are huge defensive stats. We can do the same on Isolde. If we're not worried about attack down, I don't know, maybe we don't even need Dane with attack down, really. Maybe all we need is defense and bring another support. That might work with someone with defense up or stuff like that. I haven't tested that yet, but I will eventually. So here again, we have 2 options. We can go damage or we can go HP. So you can work out which one works for you better, but let's try damage because everyone benefits from that. With the defense, only Horrus benefits, which in theory might actually play out better, but since this team is heavily focused on crit rate, the crit damage benefits most of the heroes here. There are also a few options for burn team as well. We haven't tested all of them yet. So yeah, here we're using Dane, right? So now the Dane's attack down will not overlap and he will not be interrupted basically. So we have attack down. It is only attack down 1. Remember guys, this is a low attack down and you will see the difference between this fight and previous fights. So we're using Felicity here with Witch's Remain and Serial set. So she is giving us a boost of damage through the debuff on the boss and through the buff of the Serial set. Again, Adolphus is using the healing set on top of his shield with Enlightenment stats. Eric is full damage oriented, so almost 100% crit rate with huge crit damage and attack. And we got Dane with accuracy as well here. I've tried him with this set that does damage depending on the difference of the attack between the hero and the boss. It worked well. He was doing a lot of damage, but I forgot to put accuracy back then. I was still doing quite a lot. And remember, guys, what you see here, there is no affinity bonuses. There is no 50 extra accuracy, 50 extra resistance. The damage affinities are there because I recreated my main account for the tests because I want to test what I should invest into as well. So the Ice Blast team is as strong as the one on my main account. Other teams will not have any extra benefits, and I'll show them just after that to show you what I mean. But look at that, we're already over 14 million. Horrus is doing good. So long story short, this team was able to do 22, I think even 24 million damage. We are at 15 million mark at the moment, 16. Obviously, lots of RNGs in this fight, so we might not be able to recreate it, but you can see the difference between Horrus and Isolde. Horrus is there constantly having this HP at full. Even now, you know, his passive is also good, helps him survive. We got shield, we got heal, we got damage reduction on his ultimate as well. So yeah, all of that really helps him survive, and if we build him correctly with lots of HP and defense, this shield also gets huge. So, you know, and Adolphus, remember Adolphus passive, when an ally has a shield and he shields, he also heals. So this is why he works so well with Horrus, right? And we're done. Okay, but as I said, randomness, we can do 22 million damage with this team. Obviously, it's not total free-to-play friendly because Felicity is there, but I'll try and find a variant that will work well once I do all these free-to-play sections. And there's another one. So we remember the burn team. We dropped Arrakis, we put in Dane, and we dropped Isolde, and we brought in Horus. So this is the last team that I came up with tonight. We only have one aura HP. So let's see. Yes, all the heroes you can see here are scrolled. That's the main goal. That's the main idea. And this also reflects what I have on my main account. So keep in mind now that these continental challenges, they differ from the Otherworld exploration. On Otherworld exploration, everyone will have buffs, right? We will have these buffs available to us through the guild quests, and they will increase our stats and everything. Basically, I think there was also skill haste and stuff like that. So it will be easier to deal with the bosses. But if you can get teams to do 22 million now, it will get only easier for you once the Otherworld exploration happens, because Otherworld exploration is where we will all accumulate hundreds, thousands of this Echo of Clepsydra, and this will be the deciding factor on what rank you're going to end up with. And yes, as you remember on the first fight when we ran the burn team, we were focusing on Araki's damage. And surprise, surprise, Arrakis, who seemed like a very good pick, sadly suffers from everything else that melee heroes suffer from, which is dying and being in a range of all these AoE melee damages. Basically, he's standing next to the tank, and whatever our tank is taking, he's taking that. So we can't really utilize his full potential here. And sadly, this is the story of all the melee heroes. Remember Drist? He suffered from that as well. So yeah, while we have this burn, we using Durem. So I'm really happy with Durem. I got Durem. There are a few other burn heroes we can use. I mean, I'm using Biggs to apply defense down because, you know, he's got multi-hits with his ultimate. So it's easier to apply. This witch's remain, which is still the first artifact you should be getting. Yeah, so Dane to apply attack down. We don't care about Horrus attack down. We could build him with accuracy, but that will mean we need to sacrifice a lot of stats like HP and defense on the substats. And probably even on a chest, since we don't have this affinity. So without the affinity bonus, you need to have 3 pieces, which is artifact, chest, and negative rune with accuracy as a primary stat, which is a really which is really putting the tank behind on the defensive stats. So we want to avoid that, and this is why these affinity levels are so important. But since my main account has nothing invested in the fire and necro team, I'm reflecting that. So if you're main in burn team, you will do more damage than I'm doing here with your fire hero. So if you see me doing this with the burn team, add an extra 10% of the damage to your total damage. If you've seen my wild team, add an extra 10% there as well. And also your accuracy will be, you'll need less accuracy so you can build more offensive or defensive stats depending on the hero. But look at that, okay, burn team without Arrakis, but with Horrus instead of Isolde, and we are at 20 million damage. And again, with enough RNG, you can get to 22 as well. And obviously your affinity. And what I mean by affinity, let's go there. Okay, so what I mean by affinity is this, right? Look at the bonuses that I got. This team only has 20% attack, 20% defense, 500 HP, 50 attack, and 15% elemental bonus because we unlocked this threshold here in the Psychic Core. I didn't go all the way deep there. I stopped here, right? I can go here for my Ice Blast team and start only Ice Blast team because this will reflect my main account. This is the reflection of my main account. I'm not changing anything because I'm testing not only for you guys, but also for myself. So I can save the resources. And me being impatient, I decided to go for the first team here. So the first team you could see here today, this is the team I'm using. And as I said, this team can only hit 7 million at the moment. And I am disappointed with it. I'm disappointed with Arrakis at the moment, mainly because he dies. So yeah, I need to replace him. And truth to be told, I didn't really plan to level Horus or Dane this season. Because, you know, burn. But I might need to. I mean, the difference between Horus and Isolde in this case was huge. But again, so yeah, this is a burn team that doesn't even have attack down. We replaced Dane with Lyle and put basically Dane's equipment on Lyle. And we're still doing good. I mean, yeah, I think like Horus is a really game changer here. So maybe instead of leveling Dane, which I really don't want to, because I played Dane all season 1, I'll go for this range combination of burn team. I mean, I have Durham, right? So with the free-to-play variant with Horus, Percival, Biggs, Lyle, and Adolphus, who might be the only one you can't get, we're already past 11 million mark at 7 stacks, and Horus is just standing his ground. Again, making a statement here, really, Horus. And again, this team has no attack down, so we're relying on the pure tankiness of Horus. And damage mitigation through his shields, plus Adolphus' shields as well, and Adolphus healing on ultimate thanks to the new set. So yes, I definitely need to start farming this Grave of Rot myself. So that will be a task for tomorrow, because we are at 15 million damage. 9 stacks. So yes, soon we will be taking huge hits. There we go. That was the first one. Yeah, it is less damage than with Durham, definitely. But it is a free-to-play friendly variant. And I mean, again, remember guys, if you add the affinity bonuses, if you add these affinity bonuses here, which I don't have, you will get there, right? And healing set for Adolphus is this one. After casting an ultimate skill, the wearer heals the ally with the lowest HP by 15%. So here only one hero is taking damage. So we will be healing Horrus. So yeah, definitely this team works. And I mean, yes, this is a high-end equipment we're using here, but this team works. If you have, I used Durham and we did a little bit more damage than with Percival. So let's summarize. We don't really need attack down here. I mean, the teams that managed to do around 20 million damage are the teams without attack down. Obviously, it's easier to hit it with attack down, but you might not be willing to get Dane. You definitely want Horrus in your team. All the 4 teams that had Horrus in them did amazingly well compared to the teams with Isolde. Maybe I need to build Isolde in a different way and she will work as well. But Horrus is a brick that Irzillas can't really go through until he's around 10 stacks and more. So what makes Horrus so good? When he takes a damage, he has a 50% chance to obtain 10% max HP shield. The shield is increased to 20% extra, and there's a 75% chance for that shield. So while I didn't upgrade his skills in Season 1, now I have an abundance of this purple scroll, so I will definitely use it here. Because look at our HP, we are at 85,000 HP. So this shield is huge. This shield is going to be huge, and it is going to happen so often. And he's taking a damage, right? These minions, they also hit him with auto attacks. It doesn't matter how much damage he takes. As long as he takes it, he will have this shield every 7 seconds. So yeah, there it is. Obviously here we have an attack penalty. So we could try and build him with accuracy to bring at least a little bit of attack penalty. Maybe it will help, but you know, if we do that, we're risking our defensive stats going down. So maybe this is what we need to do with Isolde as well. Since I already leveled Isolde, maybe I need to put a proper equipment on her. And then obviously this damage reduction by 30% on his ultimate. Look at the time. It's only 16 seconds, right? So faster than the boss rotation. He taunts the minions, obviously, and he also has a hit recovery, so restores HP when being attacked. So yeah, this makes him an amazing tank. So yeah, the free-to-play team with Isolde struggles to get to 14 million, so Horrus is definitely a better option here, unless you'll be lucky enough to have both accuracy and high defense on Isolde, but pure tankiness, Horrus outscales Isolde. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please click the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. As always, thank you for watching, stay safe, bye!